what is going on mobile phone right now, because we're going to be going all around to the aquariums to discuss each and every one of them and just kind of get some, I don't know, I just want to see what is going on with the aquariums, the thoughts, things of that nature. So do me a favor, share this video, like it, subscribe if you're brand new, and in a few moments, I'm going to go over what I believe happened in that aquarium, and we'll actually go take a peek at it and see some rescaping that I did and kind of discuss where I want to go with it. So with that being said, last week was abysmal. It sucked. It was heinous, horrendous. It was just not fun. But there were a lot of folks that gave me a lot of encouragement that I greatly, greatly appreciate. And for that, I thank you. Sergio, how's it going, buddy? And it was really good because I picked my son right up on Friday and boom. That's it. Krager's Fish. I didn't listen to Mama and I'm dancing with the devil. It must be a song. But everything is back on track. I am drinking Weller's right here. A little bit of Weller's and some Diet Dr. Pepper. Cryptic Reefs. What's going on? Cryptic Riffs. So I'm reading some comments. Nice to finally join a live stream. Really enjoy your content and all the advice. I appreciate that, Billy. So let me talk about having a crap week. It was crap. And then it completely changed. Picked up my son, went to the Fort Worth Zoo. We're actually doing the Dallas Zoo this weekend. And boom. That's it. It was legit an awesome weekend. And it's going to be another awesome weekend. So I guess what I'm saying is we're going to have crappy times, right? And we could dwell on what is happening in the negative, right? We can look at it and say, there's so much crap, there's so much bad, this isn't good, woe is me. And I was falling into that. Or we can go, you know what? This is just temporary. I need to get rid of this. I need to push this away. I need to get rid of it, and I need to move forward. And I need to move forward not just for me, but for you, for my son, for my family, for everyone. Because if I dwell on what happened, then I'm only going to continue to dive deeper into a state of, and we don't want to do that. We just don't want to do that. It's the same way in terms of what we go through on a daily basis in this world, right? And we need to voice what it is we're feeling. But at the same time, we need to be aware of our actions and what we do after that, right? So if we're like, my fish died, my cat's not coming home, you know what? Forget the rest of it all. I'm done. And then I just perpetually build up negative, right? So I see somebody that maybe I don't have the greatest emotion towards. I'm like, man, forget you. I don't even want to deal with you. You suck. And it just happens. And then everyone just thinks the same way. And we continue to drive this crappy situation in life. And we need to change it. So I'm going to give you what I know to be facts on this aquarium. And I'm going to answer a couple questions. And then ask away with Jay right now. And then I'll take you to each and every one of my aquariums and discuss what is happening and what we are doing. So now I don't understand this. It's hiding the chat. There we go. Hey, sir, weeks always start and end. New day, new opportunities. But isn't it amazing what a little man can change in one smile at a time? Oh, my goodness. My son is absolutely enthralled with a camera. It is, I'm actively searching for a camera for him because it's got to look like dad's, and he's having a blast with it. If you like, check out Instagram. You can see some photos that I posted. He does a pretty dang good job, though, I will tell you that. I'm not drinking Jack and Coke. I used to drink Crown and ginger ale or Crown and Coke Zero, but I'm drinking Weller's, which is Buffalo Trace Distillery. It's amazing and it's great. So let's talk about facts. She's talking about facts. So, little man's getting those Spike Lee angles. Little man is, yes, he is getting angles at a very short height, but I've got some photos of him taking out of, I rented a stroller because it's such a long walk around the zoo, and man, you got to see some of the photos of how he took them and what he thinks he is visualizing it. And it's funny. So KG Cichlids, which is Kevin Green, thank you for joining us. Quality time with your family have to be found best medicine for a crap day. Yeah, no, absolutely it is. So here's the facts. You can see the aquarium, right? So this one's going to be a little shaky, but aquarium had a ton of fish in it. It was cloudy. Now, it was cloudy because there was a biological bacteria explosion, which was fine. I had turbo on hand. Oxygen was turned way up. Everything was good. I forgot what time I left the house. But let's say I left the house at 1, right? So it was 1 p.m. when I left the house. It might have been later. It might have been 2. But anyways, for the sake, I left the house. And hear me out. You saw the live. If you didn't, you can go back at 6 minutes. I finally get into my house. There was a bunch of showings real estate-wise. I turn around, and all of my fish are dead. Dead. It was tough for me because there were old fish that came back to me. It was tough because I had no opportunity to try to save some. It was tough for me because it was live. But it was real. And it sucked. I was gutted for the rest of the evening. On top of it, my cat has not come home. I've done everything I know to do. One of two things happened. Either somebody got him, picked him up, and I've checked every shelter. I've checked social media. I've checked everything. I've left garage door open. I left food out. I've checked. I've looked around, and he's gone. And what sucks is he is such a good cat, and I've never, ever been a huge cat fan. Or the other thing is coyotes got him. I hate to say it in that blunt of a way, but we live on 2 acres. It is a little bit wide open, and I hear coyotes all the time. I hope that's not the case, but in whatever case, I hope he's happy. I hope he's comfortable, and I hope if it was not the best way to go, I hope that it was not painful. So that all happens, right? I freak out. I throw my phone down. Matter of fact, I think I kicked a couple things around in the house. And then I called my realtor. And I said, I need to know who is in this home. So here's the facts. I left at 2. Fish were fine. When I got home, prior to coming in and starting the live, there was somebody that was late to the showing. This person was the realtor of this couple with their children. She said, hey, don't worry about it. We don't have to come in right now. And I said, no, it is perfectly fine. I'm trying to sell this house. You can go inside. I'll wait outside. But please be mindful. I do have a meeting at 7 p.m., which would be the live. She said they were not aware of an HOA. They do not know what an HOA is. If you don't know, it's a homeowners association. It is what it is. So I said, okay, but they're still going to tour the home. So they pull in. They park their car. I'm sitting in the car with Mando. I'm watching. Everything's good. And I mean, you can see what time I went live. It was not 7. So she said it would be 10 minutes. It ended up being more than 20 minutes. I felt uneasy. And this is a true story. As she was walking out with a couple and their kids, I said, do you have a business card that I can get? Now, granted, they have to scan their phone to open the door. I didn't just let them in. So they have to do the scan. She doesn't have a business card. So I said, I need some sort of identification because you were in my home and you brought clients into my home. Hopefully they were pre-approved for my home. So I took a photo of her driver's license. I then can't get into my house. The back door ended up being open. I go through the back door. I come in. I do the live, dead fish. I shut the live video off. I contacted my realtor and I said, fish are dead. What the heck? Bahama Llama, what's up, man? Life does sometimes come unexpectedly. And I'm going to give you somebody's take on this whole thing here in a moment, because when I release more information about me at a later date, because it's not finalized, it makes sense. So I contact the realtor. I don't know what's going on. Everything just seems weird. I said, I need to know who was in the house. Can you check to see if anybody noticed if any dead fish were there, right? Because if somebody was walking around the house, fish tanks out front, fish tanks in the whole listing, they would know if fish were dead or not. People are they're gonna see that, right? They're gonna go, well, he just ain't a good homeowner because he can't even keep fish alive in their home. That's very sad, right? So that's the idea. That's the thought I have. I drained the tank. Actually, I'm going to show you right now so you can see what I did. Whoop! Shaboinkin. So, let me shut this. I drained the tank. Shoop! Right? Notice there's a little difference. I drained the tank, and I had to drill a hole. Drill a hole. Because all of the fish, not all of them, majority of the fish were dead back there. I think there were 12 fish back here. And they got in from up here. So something spooked them enough for them to come up to the flow and go in. It's weird. Flow? It's pretty good, right? I actually have these turned down to filter a little bit better. I took a big rock out. So I drain it, I get rid of all the fish, I remove this massive rock out, I restack the rocks. I actually like it. I'm not putting fish in here at all until I'm settled wherever it is that I end up. But enough on that. This was drained, I filled it back up. Before I did that, I walked up and I had this thought, what the heck? What could have happened, right? If anybody knows me and anybody's been in my home, I hate fingerprints on glass. I hate anything that happens on glass. I hate glass, this has glass. Fish tanks. It's I have to wipe it. There was water streaks on my aquarium. And I also hate shoes in my home. Thank you, Sean Pierce. 100% hate shoes in my home. Which I actually steam clean the carpets after all the showings. So, and I'm not obsessive compulsive. It's just a couple things, pet peeve. Then, as I step closer here, look at my Frodo Baggins. I'm up over the top of the aquarium just trying to look, see if I can find any evidence of something, and the tank's damp. Tank's damp. Water on the front glass. What the heck? So my first thought is maybe somebody intentionally did it, right? Somebody intentionally poisoned my tank. They were out to get me. It's all the man. They're coming after me. I drain the tank. I get everything fixed. Mind you, this is a Wednesday. Friday, I'm picking up my son. So I then start to get things situated the following day for Liam. I notice all of his trucks, because my son lines his trucks up in a specific order. He just lines them up. He loves it. They have to be the same way, whether they're facing out or facing in. They were all different. Somebody was messing around. I then turn around and notice that one of his first trucks, Gravedigger, who is one of my favorite monster truck drivers, he is not present in the lineup. So I turn around and Gravedigger is on top of another truck that houses smaller monster trucks. My son loves monster trucks, construction vehicles, and dinosaurs. So if you're ever compelled to donate something to this child or send something to this child for any reason in the world, dinosaurs, construction vehicles, and monster trucks, and you're in. Or anything that breaks like a dino egg. Can't be a dragon egg, can't be a mystery egg, has to be a dino egg. But long story short, I noticed that all of his toys had been played with. One, why are you playing with toys during COVID-19? And I say COVID-19 because people have taken it very seriously, yet apparently somebody didn't take it seriously enough to watch their children as they ransacked my son's room, because I turn around, his Ninja Turtles are different. Everything is different. So I'm very upset. I feel... Sean Pierce, matter of fact, I think he said I would feel violated. I felt violated in a sense because they shouldn't be playing with somebody else's stuff. One, because they're not present. And two, with everything that's been happening with COVID-19, you would think these folks would be intelligent enough not to allow their children to play or touch anything in the home. So I immediately sprayed everything with Lysol. I have Lysol present all the time anyways. There's something about it. I spray the doorknobs, right? People are coming through the home. I don't know if you pick your butt, you pick your nose, you're grabbing stuff of mine. I don't know what you do. You famunda cheese, sniff it, touch my door. I don't care. I'm not judging you, but you touch my stuff, so I spray it. I get some feedback from the realtor, and this is where I'm having a tough time putting the issue onto the folks that allowed their children to touch my son's stuff. Matter of fact, there was handprints on this. 4 p.m., confirmation, and I'm 100% confident that this is truthful information, which I'll later divulge. Fish were alive. 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., fish were alive. Cunningham, cichlids, Chris Biggs, what is going on? When I go live, fish are dead. I'm assuming. Now, I've always said assumption is the mother of all ups. Water on the front glass, damp carpet, toys messed with, somebody had their grubby hands in that aquarium. That's my thought. That is my thought. There are no air fresheners in here. There are no burning candles. I do not spray Lysol in this room. I actually wipe. I wipe the handles with the Lysol wipe. I don't know. All I know is that all of my fish, but one, died. And I didn't know this until yesterday, because when I drained the tank, I had every intention of removing escargot shells out of that tank and moving them to another tank that I'll show you here in a moment. There is now a brevis sunspot in the large Tanganyika Tropheus Dardanite tank, along with some geophagus that are coming out soon. So, be it as it may, the fish have died because of a chemical reaction. I'm not going to sue. I don't have 100% definitive evidence because I don't have cameras anymore. I don't have a lot of my stuff. I don't have a lot of my stuff anymore. But that has changed. Maybe the amount of times I've caught my kids dipping their hands in my tank, I doubt it would wipe out multiple fish in an hour. You're right. However, what I'm assuming is maybe this family noticed that their children were playing with things, so they put a bunch of hand sanitizer. There are 4 kids, mind you. 4 kids. Hands go in, sanitizer was just placed. maybe, and this is all speculation, maybe they even had the kids in front of the aquarium and they're like, what are you doing putting your hands in the aquarium? Boom, 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 boom. Wash their hands, spray something, and it gets in the aquarium. All I know is that there was a chemical odor in the aquarium. I could not pinpoint what it was. I have already confronted them. I don't even want to say what it is the realtor said to me. The realtor. I'm not even going to say it because it's not even fair to me, let alone the people that viewed the home. And then I realized we lived in a world that will try anything to divert uncomfortability. And you know what? I am going to say it because I was appalled that it was even said. When I went and asked for the business card, the real estate agent said, "Are you mad at me?" I'm not making any of this up. "Are you mad at me?" I said, "No, why would I be mad? Yeah, I'm late for my meeting, but maybe they'll be mad at me, not me mad at you. It is what it is." I said, "Well, I just need your business card because I want to make sure that my real estate agent has all of your information." Are they mad at me? First of all, what are we mad at you for? So then when I have her confronted via phone, she said, and I quote, "You're only asking me this because I'm Hispanic." First of all, I didn't even tell my real estate agent that she was Hispanic. And I don't even know if she really was Hispanic because I thought, based on how she communicated with me, that she was Brazilian. I was actually upset because, God, why do we immediately go to that? Hold on a minute. We live in a world where because I simply asked you something based on the current events, that you came back with that. It actually hurt me that I would be accused of that. Not that it makes any of it right. My son's half Asian. My half brother is half black. Do I find myself prejudiced at times? I would be lying to you if I said, no, I never felt prejudiced or I never felt racist in any way. Because when it's all said and done, I have been to everyone, any walk of life. I have put cultural stereotypes on somebody or prejudices based on something. Whether they were white, black, Asian, Native American, any walk of life. But I never once thought because you are Hispanic, that's why I'm asking you if you know anything about why my fish are dead. And I'll speak to that because I am appalled that that would be used in that situation. If that was the case, why would I let you in my home? I literally contacted everyone from the first showing to the last showing. could give two shits if you had one eye, or you were peg-legged, or you were wounded, or you had some sort of inability to communicate properly, or maybe you were blind, or maybe you were deaf, or maybe you were from Nepal, or maybe you were from Singapore, or you were from Djibouti, Africa, or you were from Missouri. I don't care where you're from. I don't. We bleed the same color. Why does it have to come to that? I know I'm off topic. I know I'm ranting. I can give two flying Fs. It pains me that we live in a world where we have to freaking walk on eggshells because of something like that. Why couldn't it be, hey, did you notice that your clients were messing around in an aquarium? That's it. That's all I asked. So there it is. Be human. Before I show you all my aquariums, and I don't care the comments later. I don't care, well, you didn't show me your aquariums. Somebody last week said clickbait. Clickbait 6 minutes in, and it ended because I was going to show you all my aquariums. Yet I walk into the death of all my fish in an aquarium that I'm absolutely ecstatic to show you. That's what you get. And yes, I want to spoon bigs. We need to stop being so sensitive. We have to understand that things in this world need to be changed. I've been to over 47 countries. I have walked with people that have far less rights than anybody in the world. I have stood next to folks that have had injustices. I have actually been a police officer when riots, protests, peaceful and not peaceful, have happened. I love every human being for who they are and where they come from, because we are all beautiful in its own right. But just as Frankie Finn said, this inability to be accountable is absolutely atrocious. Doesn't matter what you do. I'm divorced. I'm accountable for the actions. I'm accountable for the things that have led to that point. I'm accountable for things that have happened 20 years ago, 2 minutes ago. We have to stop looking at things as black and white. There are finer gray areas. But at the end of the day, for every action, we don't have to have a reaction. We have to have a plan. We have to have a plan of action to change that horrible action. Doesn't matter what it is. It's the same thing I tell my son. He was standing in front of the home. I had moved back into this home and people were just evil. And I don't give a crap if they watch this. They were straight freaking evil. They were judging me for things they had no idea. And my son is standing there waving to them. And they just look and they ignored him. He turns around and says, and I'll be done with this in a second because I think I've been holding this for far too long. I had to tell him in life, people are not always going to be nice. They're not always going to view you the same ways as they view other things. Right? I said, but I'm going to tell you right now, Bubba. And I'll never forget the words that came out of my mouth right then and there. I said, your daddy has not always been perfect. And neither are you. And God is their witness They sure as hell are not perfect. But you keep waving. You keep waving. Because they needed it more than what you needed to receive their wave back. And boy, if you watched that little dude run across the front lawn waving at folks. I've actually waved at neighbors, and they've turned around while I was waving. It hurt, but I kept waving. Matter of fact, yesterday, I sold something to somebody off of Facebook Marketplace, and I walked out to the front of my neighborhood because I just, it doesn't matter now or months, years prior. I don't like people in my house I don't know. So that's why selling a home is very difficult. But long story short, I'm walking back, and a neighbor's child runs within 6 feet of me. 6 feet. I said, hey, and their name, and they ignored me. If you preach, if you obey the law of God and you're Christian or you're Muslim or you sacrifice cupcakes and that's what you do, and you preach that every single day, where is your forgiveness? First of all, I don't need to be forgived. And I'm going to keep saying hello, but if you've taught your children to be that way, you are evil. Because you have just taught them to judge based on information you don't have. So whether you believe in God or you walk a life of Christianity or Islam or Judaism or Catholicism, I don't even know more isms. Why? The concept of Jesus, and this is it, and then I'm moving on to fish, is awesome. Be more like him. So if you're going to preach that everyone needs to get along, and you know what, I'm going to reenact it. Y'all, I'm just out here doing my thing. It was a tough morning. I'm feeling clouded in my judgments. Can I get it? Can I get it? Y'all, I was just doing my spiritual isms. We need to be nicer to each other. But you teach your kids that BS. That's enough of that. Remember, always wave. Doesn't matter if they wave back. If my son ever watches this, Liam, you wave. And you wave like it's the last time you will see that person, because each person you come in contact with, you will love. You will love them as a human being. You will not judge them for their mistakes, past, present, or future, because that is not your place. You will love them because they walk this earth, and the only thing you can do is you will be an example and a light in the darkest of places. Now let's go look at some fish. All right, now that I'm off that soapbox, I am absolutely saddened that I have just stood in here and wept. But yes, just keep waving. Preach it, brother. All love. No, nobody will open my nightstand drawers because all they will find is Apple Watch bands. Chase Ringle, thanks for joining us. Let it out loud. Our responsibility is to pave the way for the future. The children we raise today will be the future. We can't change things overnight. Look at how far we have come and how long it took us to get here. That is absolutely right. Thank you, Wendy Tam. So, tank. It's not going to house any fish, but you can see this is the scape that I'm going to keep. I did drill it. It has always had something behind it. But we are going to, I've already talked to Dave's Rare Fish, and he said we would work together to figure out how to get more fish in there. So I've got to add some more shells, and I'm going to show you the shells that I'm going to add here in a moment. Now let's go over here. Tristan, I always pronounce his name wrong. I apologize. For folks that don't know, I've had a heck of a lot of head trauma, and I have a tough time pronouncing certain names and words, and Tristan is one of them. His fish joint, he's on Facebook. He's awesome. I believe his last name is Watson. You can find him on Facebook. But he's got my zebra plecos, and they will be going in here with a Voyager Nano. Hello, child. So here we go. That just hurt because I just kneeled on this. So this tank is in all of its absolute nastiness, and I have to pull some of it out, but I love how amazing this tank looks with all the ember tetras. And if you don't know, ooh, look at that, it's red. Shibbo! That's what I'm talking about. I got to do a little maintenance on this, but you can see ember tetras are looking lush. Sushi has passed away along with Tom Brady, and I will not be keeping any bettas for the time being. But you can see all of the tetras, the neon tetras are looking great. Mystery snail number 1. Let me see if I can find mystery snail number 2. We've got the bambizzle in the back. This tank is taking on a league of its own. I love the algae growing. I love all of the plants that are really growing. I believe it's Monte Carlo. But I've got some moss happening. Everything just kind of did its own thing. The Anubias floated to the top, and I've allowed this to just naturally take on its own little didio. I've even got bebis shrimp. Somebody just said I'm a big example of fish keeping. Oh, hey, look at that. Shrimp is shrimp. I don't necessarily look at myself as an example. My goal when I started this YouTube thing was to just showcase the ups and downs and fun and give away and just be who I am in person and on video. Have I changed over the course of my life? Absolutely. I've gained weight. I've lost weight. I've lost people that were just dead weight. I've gained people that are far more enriching in my life. And yes, I have changed. But at the end of the day, my message is still the same. And that is to enjoy fish keeping, to make it an art of your own, and to just have fun with it. And you, look at, he's putting on a show for everyone, folks. Now, there is another one in here. I hope. They were just tussling earlier. Please don't tell me they jumped out. Please don't tell me they jumped out. I shouldn't say jumped out. I mean climb out. No, it's still in there. Usually they go, there's like a little valley inside there. And this turd really just takes the cake. I believe it's a male. I'll always keep it real. Somebody just said, you keep it real and people will listen. It's not about if anybody's listening. I actually do this. Let me see if I can. I do this because it's an outlet for me. Like a lot. It's a huge outlet for me. By the way, check this out. While I was doing this live, I just got information. I'm getting covers for these bad boys. And I was just told I'm going to love them. So we will find out. But I want to showcase a product and then we'll get to the fish tanks out there. I showed you the Ultra Zero. It's right there. It drains anything down to, and I think it's what, 2 millimeters? Dude. Oh, thank you for telling me that. I had no idea that snails were both sexes. See, I suck at this. So that dudette, that shim, we'll call it a shim. That shim is looking lush. This thing sucks up solids to 4 millimeters. Solids up to 4 millimeters. It is designed to be a pond pump or waterfall. You can connect this to an external pump called the Green Reset. Master dirty water. There's a bunch of different sizes. They say utility, they say streams and waterfalls, but holy mamba jamba, solids up to 4 millimeters. I am gonna yell because when I got this today, I had no idea this existed like this. So I can drop this in an aquarium and it can suck up 4 millimeters, like a pellet, a 4 millimeter pellet, a granule through it. I'm not sending it to you for free, Dorian. Nice try. But I have plans to potentially do a pond in the future, and this is going to come in handy for doing that. So let's go look at some other aquariums. But first, let me take a selfie. Do you guys remember that? Whatever happened to that? All right. So here's an aquarium. Well, let me press that. Gosh, darn it. Boom. So as you can see, it's cloudy, right? Pretty cloudy. It's because naturally bacteria is happening. Comes in from the air, although evaporation is happening rapidly, if you look at that. These are 2 shark ADVs. I was just testing something out, but this is an aquarium that will be something soon, so stay tuned to that. But yeah, so that's that. It is a water box. All right. Now you're going to laugh because of this stand, but it actually keeps everything perfectly level. So I want to talk about this real quick. I started out in the saltwater endeavor and, oh, crap sheds. This stupid hermit, man. This hermit is a freaking turd. So I've got to pull that frag. I just got a bunch of frags from Radical Reefs. With that being said, this is very, very horrible looking. But I've got brand new coral that is now just kind of opening up. I just got it today. It actually sat at a depot during the protests. So I did lose a piece, which was no fault to Radical Reefs. It was every fault of it just sitting. I did put this in prematurely. It does still have a little bit. I'm hoping to recover it, but I doubt it will happen. But that hermit is a turd burglar. And Zoa's opened up and they're closing. Same in the back. I've got some really nice stuff sitting back here. I'm not going to bore you with the names, but overall, hold on. Shoo! It's definitely, and how I know it's still alive is you can still see it right there. But yes, it's looking super lush, and I'm excited. So, WTF computer? I don't know what he's talking about. So let me go and show you the other aquariums. Sicce product. Now, I don't know what I'm talking about. Dorian, you're a wreck. So everybody knows this room. I posted, oh, new chair. New chair? Who's this? No, it's not Sweetie. Oh, look at the back of that. Whoa, new chair. Viv's looking strong. So let's peep. What's it mixed? This is Weller's and Diet Dr. Pepper. So let's discuss. One solo survivor from the massacre. All of the Tropheus and Dardanelle. Tank is super freaking lush. However, somebody is looking to get jiggy with it. Na because somebody said poor thing. No, he's definitely not a poor thing. He's got all his shells. He hides. He's not picked on. Look at that guy. And the filtration is on point. This tank is, I love it. I absolutely love it. Matter of fact, look, there's another Shelly. He didn't need friends. Fish don't need friends. They're food, aren't they? So everything's looking good. It's going to stay the same. At some point, I think I want to add more Dardanelle, but I have to be careful. So I'm just going to let it sit. Now, this is not good. I took them out of here and put them in there because of COVID. So now once I do the next maintenance run, I'm going to take them out. There's a female too. Boop. And get rid of them. Dorian, if you want something for free, drive up here and you can have those 2 Geophagus. Now, this was supposed to be, how did I make this backdrop? So this is a Universal Rocks background. So these are the questions, folks. Bring them. Universal Rocks, rocky background in an L shape. FX6, this and this are one rock I cut in half. Okay, that rock and that rock are one rock that I cut in half. And you can probably find it. It's a cement rock from Universal Rocks. However, the color is not going to be the same because, and if you look, I'll find a photo and I'll post it on Instagram. These were almost red because there was a lack of everything happening in this aquarium when I wasn't living in my home. Now they've picked at it. It looks amazing. So you will not be able to recreate this color exactly. I cut it in half with a deboning knife. That's how easy this stuff is to work with. All of these rocks in the center, including this one, are dispersion rocks from Universal Rocks. Literally designed to cover sumped areas, waterfall, or disperse water specifically down a creek from Universal Rocks. Look at this turd. He is a bungholio. And I utilize them, and I'll show you how I utilize them because I absolutely love them. Perfect for breeding, perfect for creating caves, and that's it. Are you done with Sun Sun still rocking the FX6? I am not necessarily done with Sun Sun. I have 0. I actually gave one to Sean Pierce, the 5000, because I had no use for it right now. And I'll explain this in a second. But this is it. This is done. It's got the lights on it. It's got the Flipper Max. And the fish are doing great. I mean, look at these Tropheus. Flipper Max is the glass magnet. It is awesome. Actually, I'll show you something really cool. So it's got a blade right on it so you don't have to change it, right? So look right here. Shigon. And then when you want to switch it back, you can see the fuzzy side. You literally take it, reverse it, woohoo, shoo. Now you have the fuzzy side and the blade side is gone. Actually, let's feed these guys because I want to show you how gregarious they are. Look at them. They're all ready. Should I feed them Bug Pro or should I feed them flakes? You make the call. I've got krill flake, cichlid flake, or kelp flake, or Bug Pro. You be the judge. Tell me right now what to feed. 3, first person, that's what I'm feeding. Bug Pro, here we go. Oh, my Lanta. Hold on, you're gonna have to watch them for a second. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall in. All right, I opened it up. Bug Pro. Take a little bit. Here we go. Look at them go. They love it. They absolutely love it. Everybody is jamming. You can see the Bug Pro go in. Oh, somebody wants me to feed flake with my fingers. I wonder why. All right. Actually, I have a bag open. I reuse. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Somebody said, I love NorthFin. I said, well, I love NorthFin too, and I will always love NorthFin. All right. Flake on deck. Here we go. We going? Let's see. My fingers, y'all, my fingers. Look at that. Yeah. Ooh, ooh. Ah, you sucker. Why you do that? All right, so definitely got a little taste of the cichlid action. They bit, jerks. Bug Pro definitely eaten very well, and so are the flakes. Now, I've never been a huge flake fan until, honestly, NorthFin released a flake. Look at this guy. You fatty. So, and he knew he did bad. You don't know where the shells came from, so you should soak them in hand sanitizer overnight. Then, okay. Chris Biggs, you're a turd. But anyway, so I was talking earlier, if you watch this all the way through, I said I didn't want the escargot shells. These are escargot shells. So then I want to remove these shells, those like purplish ones, and move them to the other tank because I think it'll be really, really good look. And then the escargot shells get moved around, clearly, everywhere. So that's it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Do I like frozen food? I don't. It's messy. It's not something I dig on. And I don't like bloodworms. I don't have any fish that need them. I don't have any fish that should be eating them. So I'm going to show you this aquarium because it's absolutely freaking boss. But I want to talk about the vivariums right now. So let's open it up. Does anybody remember this new? Look at the growth. I've got some new plants from Josh's Frogs. I'll explain that in a second. The growth is impeccable. Look at this. Look at that. What? Your boy knows how to keep vivariums. The moss is looking lush. Got this plant I put on a rock because I don't want it resting on my moss. Everything's looking good. No animals in there yet because, well, there's no reason. Whoop. This guy is all over the place. Actually, look at that. Whoo. Ha, ha, ha. Now, look at this humdinger. Okay, this is the oldie but goodie. I've got some new plants in there. But I wanted to talk about, I don't know if we can see him. Maybe we can. So, if you don't know, I have 2 cats. Well, I had 2 cats. Now I only have 1. And his name is Jack. And he loves to chase things and eat things. Well, he brought in a gecko, and I saved the gecko from his mouth. It does not have a tail, but I put him in here for the time being until he can recuperate. And then we will release him. So that's that in a nutshell. Let's see. Some stuff was popping up on the screen, and I was unable to see it. Jay, I got here late. Did you find out what happened to your fish last week? I truly believe somebody poisoned them in some way, shape, or form, maybe intentionally or not intentionally. But at the end of the day, they were alive at 4, and that showing was till 5:15. So from 5:15 to 7, the fish miraculously died. Don't know what happened. All I know is that I need to move on, and it's over with. So, last but not least, this thing is redonk. And I'll tell you why it's redonk. So I'm not sure what I should do about, I'm going to put this phone up to the glass. I'm not sure what I should do in regards to the algae, so to speak, growing on the glass. I may leave it that way because the front and the sides look good, and that'll be like a really nice look. But at the end of the day, I can clean it at any time. Bink. This is pretty easy. But what I do want to talk to you about is, look at the growth on the plants. Holy shaboink. This thing was just a little itty bitty sprig. Look at the buffalo heads. Y'all are missing out, man. You all, look at Congo tetras, buffalo heads, slender buffalo. Look at the slender, look at them. Oh, they're so sweet, so sweet. But this Madagascar lace, yes, it was like this. I put it in and look at it now. It's like, hey, thanks for letting me join your beautiful tank. Oh, look at the male. He never comes out. Look at his hump. It's hump day, guy. It's time to come out, Fred. But no, all the plants are definitely settling in nice. The fish are not really picking at it. I've got a Nubius around. The red is starting to really show. Growth is happening. I mean, look at how high the growth is. And it's just all tying in. Look at this female. It is, I mean, I haven't had this tank very long, and it's just perfect. Look at the dispersion rock I talked about. That dispersion rock, male, look at him right there. Look at him. Whew. This dispersion rock really plays a key role. Like, they're just moving everything. I've got the Extreme SDC, 2 Whale 500s. And overall, this tank is just, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I really do. I absolutely am excited for this tank. Let me take a step back. Once it all fills in, I'm just not sure I really need to clean the glass. But how do you plan to move all your tanks when you sell the house? Oh, not the first time I moved large tanks. I've got a friend that really wants to help by the name of Ken Carey. And he is on the ready when I sell this home. But I just love the center of this. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody, if they turn it off. This, I love this part. This part is becoming my favorite section of this aquarium. Clearly not the fishes because it's an exposure area, but let's see if we can see a catfish. Oh no, they are so good at hiding. Hold on. Let me see. Man, they're so good at hiding. Oh, there he is. I don't know if you can see him tucked in there. It's like right there. Okay. And we have a Congo Tetra photobomb. So that's it for that. I love this tank. Nothing's happening with it. When I move, I'm taking this, I'm taking this, I'm taking these. I'm actually working on a new setup for this. I'm not sure how it's gonna happen. I'm moving in a week and have 4 tanks. Any suggestions? Yeah, here's the suggestion. Get some totes, get some air stones, or hang on the backs or small canisters. And if you have all that stuff, maybe even sponge filters, allow them to run with the fish in the totes. Take your time, plan, get the aquarium set up in the next location, and then get yourself some Turbo Start 700 because I'm a huge advocate. Oh, look at that. Greenness on the tank. Let's see, let's do this. I'm gonna flip the script on this. Okay, you saw that? Now we're gonna run, whew, this sucker's tight right here. It's got the blade, we'll run it down. Then we'll run it back to see if it does work on the first pass. Well, that's a good test. What do you think? Pretty schnazzy, man. The flipper is a sweet, sweet invention. The only difference, the flipper is really sweet, but the mag float floats and it's patented. However, the mag float is not as powerful as the flipper and it doesn't have the built-in blade. You have to buy the attachment. This comes with the blade. It also comes with a plastic piece instead of a blade to help you if you don't want the actual blade, and you can change out the blade. So I love it. I really do. So done. I'm thinking about not doing anything with the nano tanks and maybe just breaking them down and turning them into one aquarium. I'm not sure yet, but this is for sale. This is for sale. I've got somebody that's interested in everything but the stand. They want the canopy, the tank, which their idea sounds really amazing. It's listed for $1,600 on Facebook Marketplace for everything, including the stand. If anybody's watching this, if they buy it, I will throw in a Current USA Pro, Satellite Pro Lite. It is a 72 by 24 by 27 canopy, stand, tank, overflow box, custom Malawi rock background from Universal Rocks, and a brand new FX6. I think that's a good deal. Oh, and glass lids. Very few scratches, if any, on the front pane of glass. Very low if it is. If you want it for that price, contact me. It's here. So that's it, folks. Where'd my drink go? Shoo. I appreciate you taking the time. I apologize that it got a little emotional. But what happened to the pump? What pump? The sump? The sump went to somebody else. Universal Rock stuff is so good. I've been working with Stuart for a 30,000 custom enclosure. Good grief, man. Well, tell him I said hello. No, honestly, I'm having the time of my life with these aquariums, and I'm having so much fun that I cannot wait to see what is next. I've got a ton of stuff brewing. Sicce is being amazing. That flipper max costs like $75 though. Worth it. I don't think it was $75. I think I paid like 60 something, but it's sweet. No, I do enjoy it and it's perfect for that aquarium. But at the end of the day, I don't know when I'm moving. I don't know any of the logistics about it other than that it's imminent at any time and I just have to go with the flow. So, But Sicce is doing awesome. I can't wait to start traveling again. I get to pick up my son again this weekend. So I'm having a blast. I hope you're having a blast. Don't allow the negativity to bring you down. I do live streams every Wednesday night at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. And yes, Michael, you did. You got to go to the beginning. Also, if you're watching, Chris Biggs is going to be following the Mad Aquarius. So I highly recommend that you stay on YouTube and check out Chris Biggs, the Mad Aquarius, because he is awesome and he thinks I'm a spirit animal. And that's funny. Oh, and I have to go pick up Eagle Rare. Awesome whiskey, and I can't wait. I can't wait until you're able to travel again so you can go to the OSA. Oh, OSA is amazing. I've been there a couple times. I love it. I love Scott Crow. I love Freshwater Joe. I love Salty Alleys, but absolutely am excited. So aquariums on deck. This one's for sale. Check out Facebook Marketplace. It's time for me to go because it's clearly 8 o'clock Central Time. So I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment, share the video, subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Make them a better person for watching. No, I'm just kidding. Again, don't leave the negative. Get rid of it. We all make mistakes. We all do crappy things. Don't make them again. Learn from them. Have a teaching moment. And honestly, oh, I didn't tell you guys. Somebody told me the reason why the fish die, and their thought was they were absorbing something that was coming my way and they took it. And I will explain to you that later on why I think that's the truth, because some amazing news happened right after the devastating news of the fish. It's pretty crazy. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, tweeting. I just have gravel in my 10-gallon tank with live plants and some old one. Keep the plants growth with the blue ram, and do you have to take the gravel out and add sand? You don't have to add sand. You can keep gravel, and honestly, if it's a 10-gallon, drain it halfway and carry it. It's not very heavy, but when you're working with 220 gallons, it gets a little heavy. Hey, look, there's Jack. Whew. I love this tank. $74.99. I live on Social Security, and that's a bit out of my price range. I didn't say you had to buy it. I didn't say that at all. I just said that I love it. You can actually use magic erasers and stuff like that. But I've got to end this because I've got to go. I'm hungry. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of this emotional video. And thank you for your support all these years. Share this with a friend. Get them to subscribe. We're on our way to 31,000. And the view from the chair, it swivels. It's pretty sweet. You know what's next. Anybody? Anybody? You know what's next? Anybody? Anybody?